gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts in 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go.
I don't remember so much about it because I was so young. I was 10 years old at the beginning of the war. My parents were slaves, my father a Spaniard, my mother was French Creole. During the war, all the children had fear. I drove an old ox cart on which to pick up the dead soldiers and buried them. A battle took place about 40 miles from the plantation on a bluff near a large ditch. The old master was mean, made slaves lie on the ground and whipped them. I never saw him whip my father. He often whipped my mother. The slaves lived in little cabins. I was married on the 22nd May 1884 by a judge, and after the priest blessed the marriage, we were freed on July 4th. 1 year after the marriage, I left the big house and made a home for my own. I was blessed with many children, 11 boys and 5 girls.
Okay, what a way to start a broadcast. Yes, indeedy. I'm only here for a short period of time just to announce a reminder about tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern Time on this channel, Facebook. Okay, it is for the story of Mires, second great grandfather, who was a slave. And a little bit about his life and the offspring that came from that gentleman. Morris Mires will be with us. He is the second great grandson of the offspring of Morris's second great grandfather. With us will be Jenn Woodruff. Jenn Woodruff, the homeschooling mom. I can say her name. And she'll be with us. She'll be she has a question and answer thing that she'll be doing to create the conversation. And then he'll say a little bit about himself. He is also very active with the Confederacy. So one may wonder why an individual who was a offspring of a slave, why they would actively participate in the Confederacy and support it. So you'll be hearing that from him. With that being said, hey, speaking of Morris Mires, she is here watching the broadcast. Morris, I am talking about you right now, my friend. Just want to do a quick shout out for tonight's show that you're going to be with us this evening at 7 o'clock to talk about your second great grandfather. There's probably not too many memories about him, but to talk about how it feels to be a descendant of a slave, as well as a black man who openly supports the Confederacy in uniform and at various outdoor activities. So Morris, he'll be with us tonight with Jenn Woodruff, myself. Like I said, this is going to be a quick shout out for tonight, so you don't forget. Okay. It's going to be a good conversation. It's going to be an educational conversation and so forth. And we'll bring other information in as well concerning slavery between the war and the South. And again, the reason why I call it the war between the North and the South, because to call it a civil war makes absolutely no sense because of the fact that no war is ever civil. Some refer to it as the War of Southern Independence, and that is because the South was trying to separate themselves from the North. Didn't go so well the first time, but who knows? There may in the future be a second time. One can only hope and pray that goes better. So tonight, Morris, please join. Remember to be ready. I'll send you the invitation at 6:45 p.m. my time. You're in Texas, so you're probably going to be an hour or two behind me. So just make sure you have your clock set for us. Okay, Morris? And with that being said, I'm going to close it out with one of my own very own favorite songs. It's concerning me. It's concerning the Gray Ghosts, okay? Morris and I are both members of the Carolina Gray Ghosts. We follow General John Mosby, phenomenal general, very clever. Had a awesome record in his fight with the Union soldiers. Even after the war ended, he and his men continued to fight for a period of time past that. He's a phenomenal guy, absolutely phenomenal. So Morris and I are both members of the same outfit. General Alex Wissonet is our general. General Michael Mikowski is the second in command. I hold the rank of colonel with the communications as a communications officer with the group, as well as a genealogist for the group. So don't forget, tonight, 7 o'clock p.m., and we're going to end it with this particular little vibe here of my own personal likeness. Let's see, that's not the one I want. In fact, I'm going to get rid of this one here when I'm talking about this. Morris, before I jump off here, is there anything that you wanted to type into the comments about tonight's broadcast? I'll give you a moment or two to think about that. Okay, let me get ready to share this song. This song was written partially, and I made some changes to it by a gentleman, Robert Lawless, created some of the words for me. I made some additions to it, added the music to it, and I'm using this right now as my own go-to song concerning myself. I'm still looking to create an opening, a reel. Haven't gotten there yet. Still working on it. But here's this. Enjoy it, Morris. While you're still thinking about any comments for right now, let me know. And here comes this. Not that one.
Well, let me tell you about a man named Randall Rhodes. He was born and raised in the North, but he loved the Southern way of life, and he'd fight to the death for the Southern cause. He marched on down to the fields of cotton, where he met up with General Mosby's gray ghost. The general gave Randall the rank of colonel so he could fight with the brave men in gray. Now Colonel Randall Rhodes fights for the bonnie blue flag.
Woo! Yeah!
And that's what Colonel Randall Rhodes brings. He brought fire. Woo! He brought freedom. He brought love. He brought war. And he said, to hell with the stars and stripes. I'm fighting for the stars and bars. And to hell with your war of aggression. I'm fighting for the war of independence. And he'd march on down to the fields of cotton for a Southern nation. And the gray ghost fights for the bonnie blue flag. That's what Colonel Randall Rhodes brings.
Oh yeah, love it. Okay, and I'm not exactly sure what Morris is saying here about baby, but I do appreciate the compliment of the sentiment. Anyways, tonight 7 o'clock p.m. Join Morris, Mires, Jenn, the homeschooling mom, and myself. We're going to be talking about slavery during the time of the war and what it means for a black man to be in the Confederacy in today's political. Uproar, if you want to call it that. So, I am Randy of All Roads Lead to Home Genealogy. Also, Colonel Randall Rhodes of the Gray Ghost saying, see you tonight, 7 o'clock p.m. See you, Morris. Take care, my friend.